Rachel, thank you so much for being here today. We're super grateful that we get to interview you. I would love if you could introduce yourself.
It's actually Rochelle. Um, Sorry, I guess we didn't touch on that first. Well, I am an author. I've written 3 children's books, and I've also created a gift book for moms. So total, I have 4 books that I've got out on Amazon and other online retailers. I'm a mom of 4, and life is always interesting between those 2 things.
Love that. I apologize about mispronouncing your name.
No worries.
Uh, what are your books about?
Well, each one, the children's books are all different, but they basically touch on life lessons. So I have the first book, which is Three Ps for Potty, and that deals with some potty training issues. Now, most potty training books focus on being a potty superhero or being comfortable using the toilet. And this one has a little bit of more of a different feel to it, a focus. It focuses more on what can and can't go into the toilet. So, like, no toys, no food, no other things that's going to clog up the works, basically. And, it's light and funny, and there's some focus on emotions with my character, Gia, and she's having a conversation with her mom about the whole process. So then I have Food is Fun, which also has my cartoon character, Gia, and she talks a lot about the food she loves to eat. So, a little bit of there's some sight words in there so that kids, the more that they read this book, the more familiar they can become with some of these actual words. It's also a rhyming book, so it kind of flows a little bit more. It's a different feel from the first one. And then I have Are We Friends, which focuses on teaching young kids on how to be a friend and what that entails, and what should you do, what should you not do? Do you share? Do you help? Do you talk to one another? What kinds of things do you do? So Gia meets these 2 new characters who are next door to her house, and she goes through the process of, basically learning how to be a good friend. So those are my 3 children's books. And then I have I Love Mom, which is a gift book for moms anywhere around the world. It actually has quotes from children from the United States to Australia to South Africa to Barcelona, Spain, and the United Kingdom, Croatia. They're all over. And it's what kids around the world love about their moms. So it has a quote and it has a picture to go along with it on each page. It's really nicely done, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's very sweet and very tender, and it just kind of gives a good idea of how what children think and what's going on in their heads. Some of the quotes are funny, some have to do with food, mom makes great cakes, or it just talks about, what they just really love about mom. And so it's from basically children ages 2 to 16. So you kind of
It's
get a
amazing.
little brief picture of, the developmental stages of where all these kids are at.
Love that. That's so amazing. What inspired you to write your books?
My inspiration to write books actually came from potty training my daughter, my little one. And so we had toys that wound up in the toilet from time to time, either by accident or on purpose, just to be funny. And so we had to have quite a few discussions about it. And I thought, I couldn't possibly be the only mom struggling with this issue. There's got to be other people out there that, may want to have those discussions with their kids. So I just got creative and started making my character, and it blossomed from there. And then I said, okay, well, food is fun. So let's write about that. And I don't know, just kind of got some ideas from there. I mean, being a mom, I'm also a marriage family therapist. So I've worked with couples and I've worked with families in therapy. And, I have friends that have had, different issues. So just grabbing from my experience all the way around, put together some fun and educational books.
It's amazing. I really love that. When you were writing your books, who are you thinking of when it comes to who your books are for?
Well, the books are generally geared towards toddlers, preschoolers. Once kids get into kindergarten and first grade, they're looking more at chapter books and, a lot of them, maybe not necessarily children with learning disabilities, but, children that are on target with their reading goals. They're looking at the more complicated books, whereas the younger kids have skills that they need to learn and just try to make it fun, teach them these skills in a fun way with that's what a lot of people do. They teach fun things, important things with cute little characters. So taking my stab at it, I guess.
Love that. How long have you been writing and what made you really sit down and start?
I started putting all of this together in 2019, like late 2019. And so I spent a lot of time drawing characters and deciding, okay, I don't really want to draw the characters. I'd like to start doing this on the computer. So then I started learning the digital process, teaching myself how to create the characters on the computer and do that. And with my third book, I decided to work with an illustrator because it really just takes a lot of time. And I kudos to all those people who do it themselves. It's a lot of work. I did it, but yeah, it just my the process kind of evolved. The learning curve is very steep for me, so it was just learning each step of the way, and then marketing books, and then making the websites and creating images and doing all kinds of fun things. So I'm by nature, so a lot of that has been fun, and a lot of it's been challenging. So it's been a little of both.
Love that. What is your schedule like when you are writing a book?
I don't have a schedule. It's whenever there's downtime and I can concentrate, or when I'm inspired and I just kind of jot down some notes and then finish it up later.
Love that. What do you need in your writing space to help you stay focused?
Writing space. Well, my writing space is our dining table, so it's just a matter of me having my computer there and my brain in the right place. It's just really what it comes down to.
Love that. What is your favorite writing snack or drink?
I don't know. I guess it just depends on my mood, really. I love kombucha, so I'm usually drinking some of that. It's usually late at night, so I don't know. It just depends on if I'm in a let's eat healthy mode or if I'm having ice cream. I don't know.
Love that.
It depends.
What type of books do you personally enjoy reading?
Haven't been able to read in quite some time, but I used to read Star Wars books and Harry Potter with my kids. I have Wicked on the shelf that I'm still hoping to get to one of these days. So, yeah, I don't know. I like science fiction, fantasy. I like biographies. I like just, anything that's entertaining, romance, mystery, you know,
Love that. Are there any books or authors that inspired you to become a writer?
can't say that. I mean, obviously I've loved the Dr. Seuss books. They're entertaining. I don't know if they're necessarily good teaching tools, but they're very entertaining. Um, I can't say that there's any books or authors that are particular in getting me to this point in my life. Just, I think, the desire to create.
Love that. What type of books did you grow up reading? Did you have an all-time favorite?
Grew up reading. I read a lot of books. I read Nancy Drew mystery books. I read. I used to love V.C. Andrews books when I was a teen. I think I absorbed most of those that were available. I don't know. I think my interest is kind of like all over.
I love that. On the opposite side of that, now as an adult, what are your favorite series or authors that if they come out with something, you automatically grab it?
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a lot of time for reading, not with 4 kids and driving them all over the town. I just don't. I wish
Totally
I
fine.
did, and I look forward to that time when I can sit down with a good book and, cup of tea and just relax. That will be very
Love
nice.
yes. What would you tell someone just starting with reading again?
I mean, you just kinda have to know what you enjoy. I mean, if you know what types of TV shows or movies you like, then that might point you in the right direction of what kind of books you like. If you like murder mysteries, if you like fantasy movies, you'll probably move in that direction in terms of books as well. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, some people love nonfiction and biographies, autobiographies, or other people like to read whatever the celebrities have written about themselves. Other people just love, I don't know, love different things. So you just kind of have to follow your heart and whatever interests you. Going to the library is the best place to go, though, if you really want to do that. You go to your local library and you just kind of look things up and see what's on the shelf that really stands out for you.
Love that. On the other side of that, what would you tell someone just starting to write their own book?
Writing is a challenge, depending on what genre you're in. I mean, children's books, honestly, I really didn't put a whole lot of thought into how many children's books there are out there on the market. So I didn't know how much of a challenge it would be to get my books out there. Um, you just go with what you want. If you want to write young adult novels, then you have to cater to your audience. What do the young adults want to read? Mysteries, romance, science fiction mysteries, science fiction romance. If you want to write something else, it just writing is kind of the same as reading. You have to follow your own interests.
Love that. What's one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you?
I publish books. Oh, really? You did? No way.
Love
Yeah, or they're
that.
surprised that I have 4 kids, that I'm not crazy.
Love it.
One of the 2, I don't
Is,
know. Maybe both.
is there anything you would like to say or add?
Um, you know, as women, it's really tough to make it in general in this world. So I think if you have a dream, if you have something that inspires you that you want to do out there, either go figure out how to do it on your own or get somebody to help you and just go for it. Life's too short to question yourself or to tell yourself, no, it can't happen when you can make it happen. I never knew how to do all this stuff on the computer. I didn't know how to do a lot of things with social media. I mean, I kind of stayed away from social media before, but now I'm fully immersed in it. And it's a very interesting thing for sure. So I would just say, follow your dreams and go for it.
Love that. Where's the best place for readers to find your book? I know books. I know some readers love signed copies. Is that an option? And the best place to connect with you?
The best place to connect with me is on any of my social media, my Facebook page, my Instagram page. I'm on TikTok. I have a YouTube channel, Twitter. I'm pretty much all over. My books are on Amazon, probably the best place to find them, barnesandnoble.com. Can provide all the links for you. Um, what was your other question? Sorry.
Signed
Oh,
copies.
signed copies. If anybody purchased my book and wanted a signed copy, I'd be happy to do that. I mean, it's obviously easier if they're local, but you know, I'm always willing to work something out.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here today. We're so grateful we got to interview you. We'll be sure to drop those links in the show notes. That way everyone can find you. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.